Imagine someone entering a race, and the first thing they do is jump in their car and shoot off as fast as they can, driving in any direction and hoping that speed would make them a winner. A few hours later, after running out of gas, they wonder why they haven't won. Now, you wouldn't do this. You might be thinking that no one would enter a competition and not have any idea on how to win. But people are doing this every single week at tax-defaulted real estate auctions. Many new tax deed investors jump into tax-defaulted property auctions, and they don't know what it really takes to win. Winning the bid is just a small part of the process. Many new investors fail this step, and often they don't make money, or even worse, they generate losses. I'm going to show you how to buy your first tax-defaulted property as a beginner so that you not only know what it takes to win the race, but also know how to avoid the major pitfalls that most people face when investing in tax-defaulted properties. So the first thing you do when entering the race is to know the rules. And it's the same with you buying your first tax-defaulted real estate tax deed property. And not knowing the rules is a major mistake that a lot of new investors make. Some of the rules for the races are the same. The county uses a tax deed, which is a piece of paper which transfers real estate from the local government to the new purchaser. The local county has acquired the property from a defaulting property owner. The county will resell the property, and the new owner will be the highest bidder at the auction and receive a deed which has the effect of a quitclaim deed. Another rule is that the tax deed auction is a public auction. Anyone may attend, and it is held in a public place. And the rules can vary. Usually the auctions take place at the local county office, but the treasurer can choose somewhere like a large room or the county courthouse steps. I've seen large tax-defaulted auctions conducted at the county fairgrounds with as many as 2,500 attendees. Normally, tax-defaulted auctions are considerably smaller with 100 to 200 people. Another rule is tax-defaulted auction transfers county-held property from a local government ownership to private parties through the auction process. Sometimes it's the highest bidder at auctions. However, it could be the lowest bidder at certain auctions. It's always outlined and written in the rules. As I said, most auctions are public, and the attendees shout out or they yell and raise bidder cards which have assigned numbers. In the past, the general rule for these auctions was that they were live at the county courthouse. This rule has been updated in the past few years, and most county governments will auction online using numerous auction websites. Auctions for government properties are announced on the county website and advertised and announced in local newspapers and in the county and city newspapers. Another major rule for all auctions is caveat emptor. This means buyer beware. This means the local county government is auctioning the property as is. The local county provides no warranty or opinion regarding the physical condition of the real estate or the title. Once the property is purchased, it's not like a dress shirt you buy from Amazon. You cannot return it because you don't have the color you like or it doesn't look good. Any faults with the property are your problem once you purchase. You buy the property as is. What you see is what you get: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Additionally, the local county makes no claim as to the condition of the title. It's always buyer beware. The title also may have defects. And how do we fix that? We'll come to that in a minute. These are standard rules to win this particular auction, but they can vary from auction to auction. So let's get into the unwritten rules of the tax-defaulted auction race so you can win with confidence and ease. The first rule of any auction or race is, what does winning look like? This gives you your end goal. If it were a race, what type of car are you driving? Is it NASCAR? Is it a Formula One? Or is it a souped-up muscle car? Winning looks like, who is the first one across the line? Or who completes the most laps? It's the same with your tax-defaulted property auction investment. What does winning look like for you? Do you want a quick flip? Do you want to live in it? Do you want to rent it? Or maybe you're looking for a fixer-upper. Once you know what winning the auction or race looks like, then you can work backwards from there and find out how to win it comfortably. And this is where my investing rules for tax-defaulted auctions come in. My number one rule is boots on the ground. That simply means look at the property. Get your shoes dirty. Top drivers will inspect the race route to identify any areas that may be a hazard and plot their course to win. They look for problems. And it's the same with your intended auction property purchase. The importance of thoroughly researching the physical property and the title at the county records cannot be overemphasized. This alone can save you thousands of dollars and a huge amount of stress. This is why my student investors receive free property records research classes every week. And yes, we're different. We're the only ones who provide that. Tax-defaulted real estate is used and abused real estate and not a business for uneducated investors. The excitement of purchasing real estate for bargain prices clouds the eyes and lowers the judgment of many beginners. History reveals the property at auction was forfeited by the previous owner. Costly repairs of title problems may have caused that owner to default and to forfeit the property. Just like our top race car drivers, responsible buyers look at the property. Boots on the ground is a must. By evaluating the property, you know what it's going to cost for repairs. Not knowing this can cost you thousands of dollars which you had not planned to invest. I've seen this problem time and time again. And with any successful driver, they also have a top team of experts, a crew in the pits, so the driver can focus on what they do best, drive. Successful auction buyers will have their own team of experts to give them opinions and, most importantly, estimates of the after-repair value. Our driver's team will give them a plan to win in the best way. Just like your real estate broker will give you a plan for selling. The race car driver's seasoned pit crew will help them get the car back on the track with new tires and fuel, just like an experienced contractor will do the repair estimates for you, so you can sell quickly. It's a challenge getting your expert rehab team assembled and in place to get your after-repair value. This is a must before the bidding takes place. Our driver spends a lot of time planning to know what winning looks like. Successful auction bidders do the same. They spend considerable effort figuring out the buy low, sell low exit strategy. Otherwise, they get caught in a bidding frenzy and make the rookie mistake of getting excited and bid too high and pay too much. Overbidding is painful. The result is difficulty reselling the used and abused property at a competitive price. Overpriced real estate sits vacant and does not sell. Tax-defaulted property auctions allow you to buy real estate for 30 cents, sometimes 20 cents, even 10 cents on the dollar. This pricing is why auctions attract so many bargain hunters nationwide. If the bidding frenzy takes place at a tax-defaulted property deed auction, you could pay far more than you need to, losing any potential profit that you deserve. The name of the game is buy low, sell low, do it fast. For 30 years, I've advised, guided, and suggested investors to buy low at auction and then resell, not at retail, but below retail, to guys and gals that are fixers or wholesalers, and avoid the process of rehabilitating, which is costly and unpredictable. Repairing and fixing real estate is a skill. In my opinion, rehabilitating real estate or fixing it up requires an experienced person. If this is you, that's great. If not, then you don't have to worry, because there are thousands of people across the country who are experienced rehabbers who deserve the money they enjoy. And many of them are looking for bargains that you could provide. Just as different types of auctions have different rules, individual auctions have rules that belong to just that auction. Not knowing these rules could cost you thousands of dollars in additional costs, or mean losing hundreds of dollars on investments, which I will share with you in a moment. Auctions have rules of engagement. which are provided by the local county and clearly placed on the website and on auction brochures. This is a serious business. If you don't follow the rules, the local county government will not allow you to play. I participated in an auction in Daytona Beach, Florida. The auction was small in terms of the number of properties to auction, about 20 properties, and was held live at the courthouse steps. The treasurer sent one of the office clerks to conduct the auction. This is not unusual. When she arrived, she asked the small group waiting, "Are you here for the auction?" We all answered yes. Here is a not-so-secret secret. The majority of the people at a tax-defaulted auction are just there to watch. Others are eager. They're looking for a bargain deal. Many bidders have not looked at the rules. These are what I call risk takers, and they compound their problem because they have not physically looked at the property and they have no exit strategy. They're breaking my top 3 rules for investing in tax-defaulted properties. In other words, many are dreamers, wishing to get rich quick, looking to get a property for 10 cents on the dollar and then flip it at full market value. This never happens. It is a fantasy. Prior to the auction, I evaluated the auction property and chose a condominium property on the beach in a 10-story high-rise 200-unit building. These condos were valued at $200,000 plus. According to the county website and auction announcement, the starting bid would be the back delinquent taxes, which was under $15,000. The auction rules stated everything you needed to know in simple English. You can imagine for a moment real estate valued at $200,000 plus for a starting bid of less than $15,000. Certainly a huge margin for profit. I'm a cheapskate, and my bid was going to be 20% of the assessed value, which was $200,000 plus. 20 minutes into the auction, the clerk read the number of the property which I wanted to bid. The first bid was $13,000. A second later, it went to $15,000. After another second, it was $30,000, and then $60,000, followed quickly by $63,000. Then it just stopped. All was silent. It was so fast, I never bid my maximum bid of $60,000. And before I knew it, the auctioneer was announcing going once, going twice, sold to the lady in the red dress for $63,000. Next, the young auctioneer asked the lady in the red to come forward so she could record her name and receive the deposit. The lady walked up and said, "I don't have any money. I need to go to the bank." Oh my goodness, I was stunned. The auction rules clearly stated it required $200 deposit to hold the property for 24 hours. The auctioneer said, "I will give you 5 minutes to produce the money or I will start the auction over." As the lady in the red dress came down the steps, she asked everyone in the small gathering, could she borrow $200? No one reached in their pocket. Exactly 5 minutes later, the auctioneer read off the property number again and said, "I'm accepting bids. Would someone like to open?" Instantly, the bidding went to $20,000, then $30,000. Within seconds, they were at $64,000. The bidding stopped. It was over as quickly as before, and the property sold for $64,000. I'm sure you can imagine leaving over $100,000 profit on the table because someone did not read the rules. After you have attended a few auctions, you'll notice people do not read the rules. Many attend auctions and have no idea that there's rules. They are there simply to win, and unfortunately, they overbid in the process. Sometimes they go home a winner, but they spend so much money they can't sell the property. We teach beginners and newcomers the minimum profit after paying all your expenses, covering all your repairs, and the auction expenses should be $25,000 to $50,000. Anything less than that, and it's not a business. You must be flexible and understand that nationwide in the United States, we have 3,000 plus local county governments. That's 3,000 plus separate taxing jurisdictions that are auctioning properties. Each is distinctly unique and has its own rules. Knowing these rules so you can know what the race is all about creates winners. This attitude is the key to your success at tax defaulted property auctions. It's a major first step. There are 5 things you need to know when you have invested in your first tax defaulted property to maximize your profits. Because without them, you may not make as much profit, or worse, it could cost you thousands of dollars. To find out what they are, click on the video on your screen now or click on the link in the description below.